How nervous were you to perform in front of Mariah Carey?
Pretty nervous. I was nervous. I mean, I was mainly nervous because it was such a full circle moment for me. I had sang that song, Vision of Love, when I was 9 years old. I was always doing singing competitions as a kid, and I would always get like second place or lower. Like I just could never get first place. There was always like somebody who just had bigger stage presence or something else going on. And I'll never forget, I switched my song to Vision of Love when I was 9 years old, and that is what got me first place.
This is so exciting. Your new album, Tori, is here.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be a personal album when it's a self-titled album. Why Tori? Why call it Tori?
I mean, it felt right for this music. I remember finishing all the songs and kind of sitting back and just playing them on repeat and just being like, what is the through line? Because I didn't go into the studio really with a theme necessarily. I just came into the studio knowing a little bit more about who I was. So I felt way more confident than ever. And I basically told John Bellion, who did the entire project, I just told him that. I was like, hey, I want songs that are fun to belt out in your car. I want songs that make me want to dance. I want just that big sound, whatever that means. Like, let's explore that, because that's the place that I'm in. So naming it Tori just made sense to me. So I was like, that is what this music is. It's Tori. It's like all caps, it's bold, like I've put that period at the end. It just felt like a statement. And I think also I respect so many great artists before me who have had that like self-titled moment, and it just felt like it was a defining moment in their career. So, it just felt that way for me too.
Who are you really drawing inspo from, like thinking of those albums? Like, was there someone in particular that you were really excited about?
Yeah, and there's a few. I mean, Aaliyah's self-titled album, when Janet had her self-titled album, I think it was Janet with a period also. I mean, Beyonce, of course, like her self-titled. I just think so many artists have done it, and it just feels like it's always been a cool moment in their careers. So I was like, this feels like my self-titled moment.
I was also thinking back to the last time that we chatted, and it was last September, and you had just gone through a lot of personal things in your life, but you were also getting ready to play some shows for the first time in a long time. And again, following on that journey like seemed just so like powerful, so inspiring. And it seems like cool to watch you in that place, going through all those things in your life you did at that time. How did that impact the music and maybe the story that was pouring out of you from those things that had happened to you?
Well, I know you're referring to the health scare that I had back in July. And it was just the craziest timing, because I was putting out that EP that same week when it happened. So to now be on the other side of that, having put out this EP, and now the album is really kind of like the second part of what we started there with this whole new era, this new chapter. So this feels like me kind of completing the story with these new batch of songs. And I mean, obviously didn't want that to happen. Of course, it was a very scary and hard time, but now looking back, it's just like I feel even more ready to just pour my heart out on stage, like not taking any moments for granted. Like now when I hear these songs, they feel even bigger and even more just a part of me. Not that they weren't before, but I think because that happened, I'm just like so grateful to even be here and be doing what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting back on the road, because that last tour, it felt like a tease for me because it was so short. I'm like, I just want to do more shows and play these songs live.
What was the fan interaction like at those shows in particular?
It was awesome. I mean, it had been so long since I had toured. I think at that point it was like 4 years, maybe longer, because of COVID. So just to be back on stage, and it was a really intimate setting too. We did a lot of like smaller shows, and just feeling that close to my fans was really special. I had missed them a lot.
Well, we love seeing you back on stage and also back on our screens. I've got to ask you about American Idol. Yeah. You're back as a mentor.
Crazy.
Tell me about what it's like to go back to your old stomping grounds.
It's so wild. I mean, I got to do, Hawaii week, which was amazing, just being in Hawaii. And yeah, getting to be a mentor after, gosh, I don't even know how long it's been. I was 16 when I was on the show. So it was such a full circle moment for me, where I was standing there, being so grateful that I've had this career since I was on American Idol, but now getting to look at all these, young contestants and actually have something hopefully to offer them just based on my own experience. I felt like I could put myself in their shoes, because I quite literally was in their shoes. So I had such a blast. I mean, yeah, I just loved getting to be a small part of those performances that they're doing. So it was fun.
Growing up, who was like your favorite person on American Idol? Like, who did you hog like the family phone from to call in and vote for?
Man, I mean, I remember when Kelly won, like that first season. That sticks out so much to me. And I mean, look at her career. Like, I forget sometimes that she, started on that show, because she's incredible and just a sweet person. Yeah, she probably sticks out the most. Jennifer Hudson, I remember loving. Also Fantasia. Like, yeah, so many incredible
and Fantasia's
artists.
having such a moment. She's getting her flowers too. It's so exciting.
Yeah, I know.
And then I've also got to ask you about working with Jelly Roll. We love having him in our iHeart studios all the time. He is such a hoot. He's so fun, himself.
He is.
What was that like? What was that like working with him?
Yeah, so we kind of had like separate, contestants, so we weren't always, getting to see each other, but I did get to meet him and briefly chat, and he's just so warm and the sweetest person ever, like such a family guy. And I told him I was like looking forward to, seeing his show, because he's big into touring also. I think we both love just live performing, so we were connecting a lot on that. Yeah, he's just great. It was an honor to be paired with him for the mentoring.
Speaking of live performing, I've also got to ask you about your Mariah Carey tribute, where you absolutely shook the house down. How nervous were you to perform in front of Mariah Carey?
Pretty nervous. I was nervous. I mean, I was mainly nervous because it was such a full circle moment for me. I had sang that song, Vision of Love, when I was 9 years old. And it was this really defining moment for me, because I was always doing singing competitions as a kid, and I would always get like second place or lower. Like I just could never get first place. There was always like somebody who just had bigger stage presence or something else going on. And I'll never forget, I switched my song to Vision of Love when I was 9 years old, and that is what got me first place. So then all these years later, to be singing it in front of her, like as an adult, was just, I mean, I'm like geeking out about it now still, because I forget that it happened. It was definitely
First off, how do you sing that song as a 9-year-old?
Who knows really. But yeah, it was definitely a pinch me moment, like very surreal. She was so sweet. I got to meet her afterwards, and she was so
I was gonna
lovely.
ask, how did that go?
It was so special. I mean, it was in a room full of people, so I was like a little bit out of it because I was still processing the moment, but she was so sweet and kind, and was just thanking me for the tribute, so it was pretty cool.
And listen, I'm sure you saw, but so many people on socials have now said they want you to play Mariah in a biopic. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's like, that would obviously be incredible. That feels like I would have to study a lot. That's a lot of pressure, you got to get that one right. So I mean, Mariah, call me if you want.
Okay, and then we also have to talk about a few other people that you've worked with that are amazing. You were also just featured on the a cappella version of Bridge Over Troubled Water. Jacob Collier, John Legend. Tell me about this collab too.
Yeah, Jacob is just one of my favorite people ever. We've gotten to work together quite a bit in the past. We both kind of started on YouTube, so I feel like we've just been friends for a while and relate to each other quite a bit. And he literally he called me one day, and he's a big FaceTimer, so he FaceTimed me actually, and he was like, hey, are you in LA? Like, I'm about to land, I want you to be on this song. And I was like, yeah, I'm here, but I'm like kind of running around, like I don't know when we can do it. So we tried to squeeze this recording session. I have a studio in my house, so he was able to come over, and I was like, I literally have 1 hour. This was the only day that it worked, and I had 1 hour before I had to drive like an hour away to perform with Lawrence, who is this amazing band. They were opening for the Jonas Brothers. So it was like all these moving pieces. I'm like, I'm about to perform in an arena, but sure, let's like record this song. Like, I would love to. There's a video of us, he filmed the whole thing of us just doing all the parts and everything. And looking at that, I'm like, wow, I don't even remember doing it because it was so fast. He was just like, spitting out these runs to me, and I would copy them. And we were like, the way that we work together it's like we have our own language, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. Wow. And we did it in like under an hour. And I was like, okay, bye. Didn't even process what I did. Left, went to the Jonas Brothers concert, sang with my friends who were in Lawrence, and then somehow the song is out. And I'm like, I don't even remember doing that. But anyway,
like, wait, did I? When did I do?
That was a long
day in the life.
Right. That was a long way of saying it was a whirlwind of a process to sing that song. And I'm so happy that I did, though, because I love how it turned out. Love John Legend, love Yubba, Jacob, it's just like a dream collab for me.
Oh my God, incredible, Tori. Okay, very last question for you is tell us about the Purple Skies tour kicking off soon.
I'm so excited. I just, say it every time. Every time I'm in an interview, I say how much I love touring. I can't wait to see all the fans, and it's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna do some throwbacks, some stuff. Obviously, the new album I'm gonna do live, and it's gonna be fun. They should be ready to dance. They should be coming prepared to dance and just sing their hearts out.
Oh, I love that energy. Okay, well, we cannot wait to see you at the stage tonight, Tori. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations again, and I hope you enjoy every moment tonight. Thank you again. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here, and don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. See you next time.